My name is Michael Scarn. In my last video, I told you of my real-life encounter with Bigfoot. However, I don't want you to just take my word for it. An interview was conducted by a local news station here in Fouke, Arkansas, no more than 4 years ago. A man claiming to have seen Bigfoot. The footage of this interview has since been lost, but the majority of the audio recording still exists. What follows is what is left of the interview.
Thanks, Ron. We'll be right back in a moment, but in the meantime, I'm Brian Fantana, here with an extraordinary story for you. Tonight, we have a man who says that he has actually seen a Bigfoot. His name is Brick Tamlin, and I'm just going to let you take it away, Brick. Go ahead and share your story with us.
Well, okay. I reckon it was about 7 o'clock that night before I got home. I stopped down at Allen's Burgers to pick up some dinner on the way home from work. And I ain't never heard of anybody around here who didn't have some kind of Bigfoot story, or, it was mostly just, I heard this, or, I saw something only a Bigfoot could have done, some crap like that. And now I've only been living here for a couple years in Fouke, but I haven't seen or heard of anything I didn't just chalk up to, hey buddy, you live in the woods, surrounded by wilderness and wildlife, stuff's gonna sound scary from time to time. Well, I was getting food, like I said, I overheard a guy talking about a bear or something out off of Highway 71 just the night before, near Sulphur River, and I live off of 71. I never saw a bear over near my place. It's, it's out of the way, but it's too close to town for a bear to be running around, you know what I mean? But the way that guy was talking, though, the area he was talking about, I thought I'd better go home and snatch my puppy and get him inside before that bear got a hold of him. So I got in my truck and I hightailed out of there, burger in hand, son. Now, where I live isn't really secluded, I would say, but it is back off the road a little bit. There are a few houses around. I've got neighbors, but we're pretty spread out. So, I turned off of 71 to go down to my property, and I'm keeping my eyes peeled, brother. You best believe it, I never did see nothing then. I was looking, but I got home and I got my puppy Baxter inside safe, and it wasn't really until then that it dawned on me that that guy at the burger place said that he saw a bear at nighttime. I don't deal with bears often, but I'm pretty sure that they don't move around much at night. They like to hunker down and sleep at night just like we do, I overheard this guy saying that the bear was running faster than he'd ever seen an animal run before, too. Now, bears are fast, but that whole story just kind of sounded odd to me at second thought, Several minutes had passed since I'd been home, and by the time the sun was going down, and what I heard next, I don't know what it was. I could just describe it as a guttural, almost human-like noise or something. I don't know. Well, Baxter started going absolutely nuts. I mean, crazy. He was just running back and forth. I'll admit I jumped pretty good, too. I'd heard a bear before, and that was no bear. I grabbed my gun that I had by the bedroom door. I went outside to see what I could see, who was making that noise. I heard a couple other noises off in the distance, but not quite as intense as that first noise. I think he could hear me coming outside. I looked around from my porch for a few seconds, and there it was. I don't know exactly what it was, but a little over 100 yards out, I'd say, at the edge of my property. It knew where I was for sure, and it wanted to let me know that it was there and for me to keep my distance. And boy, I tell you, I did. I watched whatever that giant creature was walk its happy ass back off my property line, and that's been a few days now. I haven't heard or seen anything since. Hopefully, I don't ever again, man. That thing is just not something you want to mess with, let me tell you. I did happen to get a couple of audio clips from my deer feeder camera in my yard, though, and yeah, that thing came right up
The
there
graphic
and
noises from the interview you just heard were the recordings taken off of Brick's deer.
This interview is just further proof that there is something else living among us. We might not fully understand it. Many people will tell you they don't exist. I'm here to tell you that they're wrong.